that game was certainly one that I will never, ever forget, and one that changed the course of not only that rivalry, but college football.
What's up, everybody? Cale Berger here from 93.7 The Fan. This is Shootin the Stick, presented by Leon's Billiards and more. And pleased to be joined here on our first episode by Associate Athletic Director of Major Gifts at Pitt, former Pitt quarterback, also 93.7 The Fan's Pitt insider, Pat Bostick. Pat, how you doing?
Doing good, ready to roll.
Excited to have you here. How are you at pool?
I dabble.
You dabble?
I'm all right.
You've played a couple of times
I'm decent. I'm typically better when I've had a couple pops. But
Of course. You know, it's a work day. We're here at the office. There's meetings and whatnot. Why don't you do the honors here and break this for us?
Let's do it. Let's roll.
We obviously got to start with the obvious. I'm sure you get asked this everywhere you go, all the time. I got to ask you about 13-9. We're getting the backyard brawl being renewed this year. You obviously were the quarterback in that game. When you go to the supermarket or around town, do people come up to you and say, "You're the 13-9 guy"?
They typically just yell 13-9 randomly, which is code for hello, I guess. But it doesn't get old, and I'm looking forward to that rivalry coming back. It's been a long time coming. I think about 11 years, and that game was certainly one that I will never, ever forget, and one that changed the course of not only that rivalry, but college football. So it's hopefully this year goes the same way for the Panthers.
And kicking off the college football season this year as well, this game. So a national spotlight for that one. Now, you obviously had that very successful Pitt career, but when did you realize that you wanted to pursue broadcasting?
You know, I thought I wanted to coach, and you know, I saw all the moving. I was engaged at the time, and I was like, you know what? I think I want to hang here. This is Pittsburgh's home. I want to be here. I'm not from here originally, but it became where I want to be. And then I got the opportunity to do the spring game on television with Bill Hillgrove. Would have been my 5th year, and did not realize at the time that was an audition. And from that point forward, I've been just all about it. I absolutely love it, and steak. It's been a fun 10 years, and I'm looking forward to many more to come.
Now you're joining the family here at the Fan in a greater capacity as like I said, our new Pitt insider. What's it like now going from the booth to now, you know, kind of a different medium, kind of a different setup, hosting a radio show?
I've never hosted my own show. I've done, you know, different shows in the co-pilot chair. But I tell you what, I got a lot of respect for everyone here at the Fan, and you got enough questions for this game because this might last a long time. You got enough film in that camera.
We're good.
Talk, but having the content, getting prepared, the level of preparedness that is required is a lot. And then, you know, trying to get the right guests, you know, to provide some color. I think the guests drive it all, and we've come out of the gate pretty hot with that. I got to keep the train rolling though, and looking forward to, once we get into the season, I think it'll be even more fun.
Manheim Township, 2006 Gatorade Player of the Year in PA.
Oh, you almost made that.
But I'm curious about your recruiting process. Do you have any great, quirky recruiting stories, maybe especially trying to get recruited by Pitt?
First of all, Wani was the man. Louisville was pretty hot and heavy, and Bobby Petrino was their coach.
Yeah.
And they sent me like a spiral-bound book of essentially why I shouldn't go to Pitt. And my dad still has it in a shoebox, including all my letters.
Yeah.
And that was a unique one. You know, I got a call from Josh Heupel, who's now the coach of Tennessee. He was the tight ends coach at Oklahoma at the time, and I remember, you know, 2000, 2001, they won the national title. He was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a pinch me moment. But I wasn't ever going anywhere but Pitt. That was always going to be where I was going. And Matt Cavanaugh recruited me, Paul Dunn recruited me, 2 guys that played here. Dave Wanstead played here. That was all I needed. Plus, it was, you know, close enough to home, but far enough away that Mom and Dad had to call. Like, seriously?
I'm gonna try to just nudge this one and go that far corner box. And Cale blows the lead. What a performance by Pat Bostick. I scratch on the 8 ball. Pat had.
Look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one would have been left.
You know what?
Totally terrible, but I'm beating him.
But listen, odds were stacked against you, just like they were against West Virginia all those years ago, and you pulled
I just
through.
didn't make the
And you
killer
got
mistake. That's
you know
the key.
what? That's the key.
I left it in good spots. I didn't throw the key pick. Had some bad shots. Nearly lost it, but
Incredibly poetic. It couldn't have gone any other way.
I enjoyed it,
Pat,
buddy.
thank you so much for joining the show here.
it's great to be with you, man.
We'll see you next time on Shootin' the Stick here at 93.7 The Fan, presented by Leon's Billiards and More.